Have you ever noticed how a good haircut can do more than change your look? It can change your entire energy. There's something magical about watching a woman in her 60s step out of the salon with fresh layers, framing her face, a little bounce in her step, and that unmistakable sparkle in her eyes. It's not just the haircut. It's the quiet confidence that comes when she finally sees her reflection and thinks, yes, this is me, radiant, alive, and unapologetically vibrant. Because here's the truth: after 60, your hair is no longer just about trends or maintenance. It's about expression. It's how you frame your story, how you bring light back to your face, and how you remind the world that beauty doesn't fade with time. It evolves. Yet, many women unknowingly hold on to styles that once worked but now weigh them down. A too heavy bob, long one-length hair, or overly choppy layers can quietly drag your features south, making you look tired even when you feel anything but. The right haircut, on the other hand, can lift your face like an invisible facelift, soften your features, and even make your posture feel lighter. Because when your hair moves, you move differently too. It's a transformation that happens not just in the mirror, but in your spirit. In today's video, we're going to uncover the 3 haircuts that instantly take 10 years off your look, and just as importantly, the 3 styles you should leave behind. Not because they're wrong, but because they no longer honor the woman you've become. We'll talk about the hidden details your stylist may not tell you. From face framing angles that brighten your eyes, to lengths that elongate your neckline, and the subtle volume placements that can make your whole face appear more lifted. So grab your cup of tea, settle in, and imagine this: you walking into your next salon appointment, not unsure or hesitant, but knowing exactly what will make you look radiant, elegant, and confident again. Because today, it's not just about finding the right haircut. It's about rediscovering the woman who's been there all along. The one whose beauty never left, only needed a little light to shine again. The soft layered bob, the invisible facelift. The right haircut doesn't just change how you look. It changes how you carry yourself. The soft layered bob has quietly earned its title as the invisible facelift because it lifts, brightens, and frames the face in ways that feel natural, never forced. It's one of those rare cuts that whispers elegance without saying a word. Imagine a woman in her 60s stepping out of a cafe, her hair catching the morning light. Each soft layer moves with ease, skimming her shoulders, revealing the graceful line of her neck. Her smile feels lighter, her stride more confident. Nothing about her look screams trying too hard. Instead, it says, "I've learned the art of effortless beauty." That's what the soft layered bob does. It restores motion and light where time tends to add heaviness. As we age, hair can lose volume, the jawline softens, and features naturally settle. A blunt, one-length cut can drag everything downward. But with soft, blended layers, the visual direction shifts upward, toward the eyes, cheekbones, and that radiant part of the face that still holds youthful expression. A client once told me she felt invisible before we transformed her hair. Her name was Susan, 65, with fine hair that always fell flat. We shaped a softly layered bob that ended just above her shoulders, adding subtle framing near her cheeks and a few face-brightening highlights. When she looked in the mirror, she gasped and said quietly, "I look like myself again." That's the power of balance, not in chasing youth, but in rediscovering yourself. Stylists often call this cut the architecture of light. The magic lies in how it's built: airy layers that start around the cheekbones and gently taper down, creating lift without visible lines. For fine hair, those layers add body and movement. For thicker hair, they remove bulk so it drapes gracefully. The result is a soft, fluid outline that moves when you do. And that movement reads as vitality. For most women, the ideal length sits between the chin and shoulders. Too short can feel severe. Too long loses that sculpting effect. Ask your stylist to maintain gentle volume at the crown, just enough to elongate your profile and visually lift your features. A side-swept fringe or softly angled bang can diffuse forehead lines and draw subtle focus back to your eyes. When styling, simplicity wins. Apply a light volumizing mousse to damp hair, blow dry with a round brush to create lift at the roots, and finish with a small touch of shine serum through the mid-lengths. Avoid stiff hairspray. The beauty of this look is its movement. It should look alive, not lacquered. The layered bob also flatters natural silver, gray, or highlighted tones. Light reflects differently across each layer, creating a luminous effect, almost like natural contouring for your face. Women who switch to this cut often say they feel lighter. Not only because their hair moves, but because it reflects who they truly are now, confident, modern, and at peace with their reflection. If you're unsure whether this style suits you, try a simple mirror test. Lift your hair gently around the cheeks and jawline. Notice how your entire face seems brighter and more open. That's what a good cut does. It reframes the way the world sees you and the way you see yourself. The soft layered bob isn't about hiding age. It's about honoring it beautifully. It says you've lived, learned, and refined your elegance. It's timeless not because it resists change, but because it evolves with you. And if the layered bob is the definition of sculpted sophistication. The next haircut celebrates movement itself. A style that brings your personality back to life with every step, every smile, every breeze. Let's talk about the soft shag. The cut that turns texture and motion into your most radiant accessory. The soft shag movement that mirrors youthsome hairstyles speak, but this one moves. The soft shag is a celebration of life, of texture, personality, and the freedom that comes with knowing exactly who you are. It's not the messy, rebellious shag of the 70s, but its graceful evolution, lighter, softer, and infinitely more wearable for modern women who've traded the need to impress for the joy of expressing. The first thing people notice about this haircut isn't the shape. It's the movement. Every soft layer seems to float, creating an airy rhythm that mirrors the energy you feel inside. It's hair that breathes, bends, and frames the face with just the right touch of spontaneity. Women who wear it often say they feel 10 years younger, not because it hides age, but because it revives spirit. I remember one of my clients, Marianne, a retired art teacher, who used to describe her hair as stubbornly tired. She'd worn the same short bob for 2 decades because she thought shorter meant easier. But it also meant predictable, until we tried the soft shag. The moment her reflection came into focus, her eyes lit up. "It's like my hair woke up," she said. That's exactly what this cut does. It reawakens texture, personality, and light. From a technical standpoint, the soft shag works because it creates dimension through movement, rather than weight. Strategically feathered layers start around the cheekbones and blend through the length, giving lift without sharp lines. The softness draws the eye upward, subtly contouring the face. It's like natural retouching, achieved with scissors and skill. For women who've noticed their hair thinning over time, these airy layers build volume where it's needed most. The cut encourages hair to move independently, giving the illusion of fullness even when the strands are fine. What makes this style so magical is its balance between structure and freedom. Unlike stiff, overstyled cuts that require constant upkeep, the soft shag is intentionally effortless. It looks best when it's slightly undone, a touch of texturizing spray, a quick tousle with your fingers, and you're out the door. The result? A style that feels alive. Not sculpted. For women with wavy or curly hair, this cut is a revelation. It enhances natural movement, letting your texture take center stage rather than fighting it. On straight hair, it adds volume and shape, a graceful, face-framing lift that never feels forced. And for silver or gray hair, the layers reflect light beautifully, creating soft, multi-dimensional highlights that shimmer with every turn of your head. There's also a subtle emotional magic in this haircut. Hair that moves makes you feel lighter, not just physically, but emotionally. Movement communicates vitality. When your hair sways naturally as you walk, it signals confidence, energy, and ease. It tells the world you're not done evolving. You're still playful, curious, beautifully alive. But here's where some women go wrong. They ask for layers and end up with chaos. Too many short, disconnected layers can make the hair look frizzy or uneven. The key to the soft shag is connection. Each layer should melt into the next, creating that flowing silhouette that feels polished, never choppy. A good stylist will know to keep the face-framing pieces soft and gradual, avoiding any harsh breaks that draw attention away from your natural features. Styling this look is refreshingly simple. After washing, apply a lightweight mousse or volumizing spray, then blow dry with your head tilted forward to encourage lift. Once dry, use your fingers to shape the layers instead of a brush. It keeps the texture organic and youthful. A touch of shine serum at the ends helps catch the light without weighing it down. The beauty of the soft shag is that it doesn't ask you to look younger, it helps you feel younger. It's a style that mirrors life itself, flowing, adaptable, full of stories and little imperfections that make it uniquely yours. If the soft layered bob in the previous part was about precision and polish, then the soft shag is about movement and meaning. Oriking. The art of looking effortless while feeling fully yourself. Next, we'll explore a haircut that blends both worlds. A look that radiates confidence, sophistication, and timeless strength. Lay. The sleek chin-length bob that defines ageless elegance. The sleek chin-length bob, timeless confidence. There's something unmistakably powerful about a woman who wears a chin-length bob with grace. It's clean, it's confident, and it's quietly magnetic. The sleek chin-length bob has long been the haircut of women who know exactly who they are, polished but never pretentious. Elegant, yet full of character. It's not about chasing youth, it's about embodying timelessness. This cut frames the face like a masterpiece in its best frame. Enhancing, never overpowering. The line that sits perfectly at the chin highlights one of the most expressive parts of a woman's face, her smile. At 60 or beyond, the sleek bob becomes more than a haircut. It's a declaration of refinement. It gently lifts the profile, draws attention upward, and subtly contours the jawline, creating that illusion of definition without ever feeling stiff or sculpted. I once styled a woman named Claire, a 67-year-old retired architect with strong bone structure and soft silver hair. She had worn her hair shoulder length for decades, but she confessed it often felt heavy and tired. When we cut it into a sleek chin-length bob, the transformation was instant. She looked radiant, almost weightless. "It feels like someone cleaned the window to my face," she said with a laugh. That's what this haircut does. It clears the view to the person you've always been, just refined by time. The beauty of the chin-length bob lies in its balance. Too short, and it risks feeling severe. Too long, and it loses its architectural grace. But when it sits right at the jawline, with slightly softened ends, it creates harmony. A look that's sculpted yet approachable. It's the perfect mix of precision and ease. What makes this style especially flattering for women over 60 is how it plays with light and structure. The clean line of the bob acts like contouring for the face, drawing attention to the eyes and lifting the cheekbones. Softly beveled ends, where the hair gently curves inward, keep the look fluid and prevent that hard, outdated helmet shape. For women with thinning hair, this cut adds visual density, giving the illusion of fuller, thicker strands through strategic shaping and subtle layering at the ends. For styling, less is more. A lightweight smoothing cream and a paddle brush are all you need to achieve that sleek, mirror-like finish. Blow dry in sections, keeping the nozzle pointed downward to seal the cuticle and enhance shine. A few drops of argan or camellia oil will add that soft gleam of vitality that catches the light every time you turn your head. Dot color can elevate this look even further. If you've embraced your natural gray, the sleek bob showcases it beautifully. The clean angles highlight every variation of silver. For those who still color, consider multi-dimensional lowlights or a gloss treatment to keep the tone rich and reflective. The goal isn't to hide age but to illuminate it with sophistication. What makes the chin-length bob timeless is that it fits seamlessly into any lifestyle. It looks equally elegant at a dinner party as it does on a morning walk. You can tuck one side behind the ear to soften the look, or part. It's slightly off-center for a more dynamic effect. Even the smallest styling tweaks can shift the mood, refined and professional one day, effortless and romantic the next. Above all, this haircut communicates presence. It says, "I'm here, I'm composed, and I'm living this chapter beautifully." It's the haircut of women who have nothing to prove, only stories to tell. If the soft shag was all about playful movement, the sleek chin-length bob is the stillness, that quiet moment of grace before the next breeze. But not every cut flatters, some can unintentionally weigh you down. In the next part, we'll explore the styles to avoid, the haircuts that might be secretly adding years instead of subtracting them, and how to transform them into modern, flattering alternatives that celebrate your natural beauty. Haircuts to avoid and what to wear instead. Every woman deserves a haircut that celebrates who she is today, not who she used to be. But sometimes, the styles we've loved for decades quietly stop serving us. Hair texture changes, facial structure softens, and what once felt youthful can begin to look heavy or dated. The good news? With just a few small adjustments, even the most aging cuts can transform into something fresh, flattering, and full of vitality. Let's start with one of the most common culprits: the one-length blunt bob. At first glance, it seems sleek and simple, but on women over 60, it can unintentionally drag the face downward. The straight, even line around the jaw creates visual weight, exactly where most of us want lift. Without layers to create movement, the hair sits stiffly, amplifying the width of the face rather than elongating it. If your bob feels more helmet than hairstyle, it might be time for a change. The solution? Ask your stylist to introduce soft layering around the face and at the ends. This adds dimension and breaks the rigid line, creating a lifting effect that instantly lightens your look. A side-swept fringe or slightly asymmetrical part can also bring back softness and flow. Next, let's talk about overly long, heavy hair. Many women hold on to length because they associate it with femininity. But past a certain point, weight can become the enemy of vitality. Long, one-length hair tends to pull the face downward, especially as gravity naturally softens facial contours with age. The result is a tired, drawn look, even if your hair itself is healthy. Instead of chopping it all off, consider a shoulder-grazing length with long, face-framing layers. This keeps the romance of longer hair but reintroduces movement and lightness around the face. A few inches off the ends can do what no anti-aging serum ever could. Make you look lifted, refreshed, and effortlessly radiant. Then there's the choppy, overlayered cut, a style that was once trendy but often backfires after 60. When layers are too short or disconnected, hair loses structure and direction, leading to frizz, flyaways, and uneven volume. It can make fine hair appear thinner and thick hair look unruly. Instead, opt for blended, feathered layers that connect seamlessly from crown to tip. The goal isn't chaos, it's controlled texture. These soft transitions keep your hair looking full, but refined, polished, but alive. Another style to reconsider is the super short pixie with harsh lines. While short cuts can be incredibly chic, extremely cropped or spiky versions can accentuate thinning spots and create a sharper contrast against delicate features. If you love short hair, go for a soft pixie or cropped shag instead. Think volume at the crown, tapered edges at the neckline, and longer layers near the temples to frame your eyes. It's modern, flattering, and infinitely more forgiving. And finally, avoid bangs that are too blunt or heavy. Straight across, thick bangs can shorten the face and emphasize forehead lines instead of softening them. A more flattering choice? Wispy, side-swept, or curtain bangs. They open the face, draw attention to the eyes, and blend seamlessly into the rest of your haircut, adding movement and subtle lift. The truth is, none of these don'ts are bad cuts on their own. They simply need reimagining. The same way your wardrobe evolves with time, your haircut should adapt to reflect who you are now. Vibrant, self-assured, and beautifully in motion. If you've seen yourself in any of these descriptions, don't feel discouraged. Feel empowered, because every one of these styles has a modern counterpart designed to flatter your natural beauty. The secret lies in softness, movement, and balance. Let go of the weight, the rigidity, and the fear of change. What awaits you on the other side is lightness, not just in your hair, but in how you carry yourself. And speaking of transformation, in the next part, we'll talk about something deeper: the emotional connection between your haircut and how you feel about yourself. Because, sometimes, the most beautiful change starts not in the mirror, but in the way you see your own reflection. The emotional side of a makeover: confidence beyond the cut. A haircut may seem like a simple thing: scissors, shampoo, a mirror. But every woman who's ever left a salon feeling 10 pounds lighter in spirit knows. The truth: the right haircut is emotional architecture. It doesn't just change how you look. It changes how you show up in the world. For women over 60, this transformation runs even deeper. Life has already taught you resilience, grace, and self-knowledge. You've weathered storms, built careers, raised families, loved, lost, and reinvented yourself more than once. But somewhere along the way, it's easy to forget that your reflection can, and should, still excite you. That's where a great haircut comes in. I'll never forget a client named Susan, 64, who sat in my chair one rainy afternoon. Her hair was long, heavy, and flat. The same cut she'd had since her 30s. When I asked why she hadn't changed it, she smiled gently. "It's just easier this way," she said. But as we talked, I could sense something else. A quiet resignation? As if she'd slowly stopped seeing herself as the woman she once felt inside. We decided to try something new. A softly layered bob, with sweeping bangs that framed her cheekbones. The moment she looked in the mirror, her hand went to her hair, her posture straightened, and she whispered, "That's me. I'm still here." Her transformation wasn't about vanity. It was about rediscovery. The realization that she hadn't disappeared under the weight of years, she'd just been waiting for the confidence to re-emerge. That's the emotional side of a haircut. It's not about chasing youth. It's about reconnecting with aliveness. When your haircut reflects your energy, it affects everything else. How you carry yourself, how you speak, even how you smile. A well-cut shape literally changes. The way you move your head, the way light hits your eyes, the way people respond to your presence. Experts in psychology call this embodied confidence, when your external expression aligns with your internal truth. In one 2023 study from the American Institute of Positive Aging, women over 55 who made intentional changes to their appearance like a new haircut or wardrobe refresh reported a 32% boost in self-perceived vitality and social confidence.
CPP.
That's not superficial, it's neuroscience. When you feel good about your reflection, your brain releases serotonin and dopamine, the same confidence chemicals that fuel motivation and joy. That's why stylists often say, it's never just hair. It's the crown you wear every single day, a visible reflection of your inner narrative. A new haircut can mark a new chapter recovery, from loss retirement, a move, a rekindled romance, or simply the decision to put yourself back on your own priority list. And perhaps most beautifully, confidence is contagious. When a woman walks into a room feeling radiant, she gives quiet permission for others to do the same. Your courage to evolve, to embrace change, inspires every daughter, friend, or granddaughter watching you to do the same in her own life. So, the next time you sit in that salon chair, take a deep breath. Don't ask, what will make me look younger? Ask, what will make me feel more like me? Because the truth is, that woman, strong, luminous, and magnetic, never left. She was simply waiting to be seen again. And as we close, remember this: beauty at 60, 70, or 80 isn't about defying time. It's about owning it with grace. Every silver strand, every layer of experience, every laugh line tells your story. The haircut just helps the world see it a little more clearly. Now that we've uncovered how style and emotion intertwine, let's bring it all home. In our final section, we'll wrap up this journey with timeless reminders on how to keep your look vibrant, authentic, and ageless. One confident snip at a time. When you reach 60 and beyond, every strand of hair tells a story of laughter, love, growth, and resilience. But what makes your beauty truly timeless isn't the color, texture, or even the cut. It's the energy behind it, the quiet confidence of a woman who knows herself. You see, a great haircut isn't really about trends or age. It's about alignment between who you are inside and what the world sees when you walk into a room. It's that moment when your reflection finally matches your spirit again. When you look in the mirror and say, yes, that's me. So whether you choose a soft layered bob that lifts your face, a modern shag that moves with you, or a sleek chin-length cut that says, I'm in my prime, remember, you're not changing to become someone new. You're refining the woman you've always been. Your hair should move with your life. Easy, free, and full of light. Let it dance when you laugh. Let it fall gracefully when you rest. Because style after 60 isn't about hiding age. It's about revealing the essence of confidence that only time can create. Think of this as your reminder you have nothing to prove, only beauty to express. Let go of the cuts that weigh you down, the ones that make you blend in instead of stand out. Choose the styles that lift, frame, and celebrate your face as it is today. Because this version of you, wise, radiant, and fully alive, is the most beautiful one yet. So the next time you step into the salon, don't ask for younger. Ask for you. Ask for the haircut that reflects your laughter, your strength, your light. And when you leave, let the world see what true timeless beauty looks like. A woman who's not chasing youth, but wearing her confidence like a crown. If this video inspired you, give it a like. It really helps more women find these empowering style tips. And tell me in the comments which haircut are you most excited to try. The bob, the shag, or maybe something completely new, because remember, my friend, your beauty doesn't fade with time, it deepens. And every snip, every strand, every smile is proof that elegance isn't about age, it's about presence. Stay radiant, stay confident, and never forget, the most powerful accessory you'll ever wear is you.